and welcome to Kitchen Notes from Nancy. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you to our channel, and I hope you decide to subscribe before you leave today. And if you're a returning visitor, I'd like to greet you with the customary, hey neighbor. So, in today's recipe, I am sharing with you something that I shared with you before, but this is going to be the updated version. In today's video, we are having some delicious red beans and rice. Yeah, you heard me, that's right. Red beans and rice. So, if you want to learn how to make this truly comfort food, then all you gotta do is stay tuned. But hey, before we hop into it, you already know what I need from you. Go ahead, smash that like button, give your girl a little likey like. Let me know that you like the content that I'm putting out, but also let other people on YouTube know that they need to get over here and see what we're doing on this channel. So, without further ado, let's hop into this delicious red beans and rice. Alright, so we're gonna hop right into the ingredients because this is a meal that is going to take a little while to make. So for our red beans and rice, of course, you are going to need red beans. Now these were the, and I think I threw the bag away. Y'all, they're the red beans from Walmart. They're like $1.08 for a pound. That's what they are. And they have been soaked. I did a soak on them. You're going to need some ham hock. Now, original red beans and rice, they typically use a pickled pork meat, but this is kind of as close as I can get to it here. You are going to need some sausage, and what is red beans and rice without andouille sausage? So I got some andouille sausage, but I also have a little bit of the Roger Wood smoked sausage as well. So we're going to be using both of those. Here I have a fairly large size bell pepper that I cut up and a medium to large onion that's already been chopped. Here I have two stalks of celery that I've chopped up, and I didn't do them super fine because they're going to cook a really long time, so they're basically going to disintegrate. Here I have some garlic. Now, y'all know that I save my bacon fat, and I save it in a container that I just put in the refrigerator, and then I stir it up every now and then. So I am going to use some of this bacon fat when we get down to sauteing these vegetables to add a little bit of flavor to our red beans. Now, we are going to use a good bit of seasoning for this. Red beans and rice are a labor of love. You're not going to cook them quickly, so you might as well hang it up. So we're going to use some salt, black pepper. If y'all hear a whole lot of breathing, that's usually Legend. He's laying over here on the floor. So that's what that is. So salt, black pepper, bay leaves, garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper. Today I'm going to be using some of the Flavor God Cajun lovers. I told you that I would be introducing those. This is not a sponsored video. It is something that I purchased with my own money, but I wanted to try them to give you my honest review. And then I am going to stick with some of the tried and true here with a little bit of my Slap Your Mama. So tonight we're gonna cheat. I'm using the Success Boil in a Bag rice when we get close to being done. So I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna chop up the sausage really quick, and we're gonna go ahead and get that sauteed. Okay, so I went ahead and opened up my sausage here. That's the Roger Woods. This is the Adele's. I'm actually going to just cut the Adele in kind of moon shaped pieces here, and then the Roger Wood I'm gonna split down the middle and cut it. I'm starting a little later today than I would have liked to. Usually I like to start my red beans early in the day so that by this time of the day they're getting close to being done. But hey, when they get done, they're going to be some good eating. So, you know, it is what it is. And I had thought about doing a crock pot version. So drop down in the comment section and let me know if you would like to see, I guess, a crock pot red beans and rice. Because usually for me, this is something I cook when I have time to be at home with it. But if you're interested in seeing a crock pot version, I could definitely do that. And that'll be a change of pace. Because I don't do a lot of crock pot meals here on my channel because I don't really do a lot of crock pot cooking. Like, I have crock pots, but I don't know. I just don't do a lot of crock pot cooking. I need to do better, I guess. But I'm going to get the rest of this cut up. And then we are going to take it over to our skillet. Well, actually, we're using the cast iron. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut this, though. I'm not going to keep this whole. I'm actually going to slice it down the middle and create kind of half moon shapes with the Roger wood. So I'm going to finish cutting this up and then I'll be back. So y'all know when I'm gonna do some real deal cooking, I have to pull out this bad boy right here. For those of you who are new, to my new subscribers, this is a cast iron pot, but it is coated in enamel. It's an enamel coated cast iron. So it's really, really heavy duty. It holds heat really, really well. And I use this one when we are doing some serious, serious cooking. Let me give y'all a better angle here. I'm gonna come out a little bit. There we go. Make sure you get the whole pot. So we're going to heat this up. And I'm gonna saute the sausage first, because I'm actually not going to cook the sausage the entire time. I don't want it to get gummy. So we are going to saute the sausage and then we're gonna just sit it in the refrigerator for a couple hours. But we're going to throw some of this bacon grease in. So once this bacon grease gets melted, we're going to throw our sausage in. And what I ended up doing with the Roger wood, you saw me cut it, but I kind of quartered some of it so we can have like small chunks. And this is a lot of sausage, but for red beans and rice, I mean, it is the whole meal. I don't typically cook anything else with it. So, you know, I like for that sausage to provide us with a good helping of meat. All right. So we're gonna let that continue to melt, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in, and they'll start cooking. And I'm not gonna force you to watch the whole cooking process. I'm gonna go ahead and get them started, and I'll bring y'all back when they're at the halfway point, and then when I'm getting ready to take them out. Because like I said, I'm gonna put them in later. I'm gonna put them back in the beans, but I want to go ahead and cook them some first, because I don't want all the oil and stuff. If it makes a lot of oil, I don't want all of that in my beans. All right, so these have been going on a medium heat for probably about 8 minutes or so, 8 to 10 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and take them out, and I'm just gonna put them in a dish. And then, like I said, I'm gonna sit them to the side in the fridge until I need them. And they didn't make a whole lot of grease, which is good. That's enough oil. It's packed with enough flavor that we'll be able to saute our vegetables. Y'all, this sausage is smelling so good already. Like, I know that these red beans are gonna be the absolute business. Alright, so we got that out of there. And I'm going to add just a little bit more bacon grease. Just a little bit. So we can saute these veggies. Again, this is 2 stalks of celery. And I kept it kind of big because it's going to cook down. This is a whole bell pepper and a whole medium onion. Medium to large onion, and that was a medium to large bell pepper. Alright, now we're gonna let this start to cook down. Get that bacon grease in there. And that's a good tip. When you cook bacon, save that bacon grease, y'all. Bacon grease and butter, I'm telling you, makes everything good. So we're gonna let these cook down a little bit, start to become fragrant. I'm gonna let them cook for probably about 5 to 7 minutes. And then we'll add a little bit of garlic in here because these are gonna cook the entire time with the beans. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put bay leaves in. I'm gonna do 2 bay leaves. I'm gonna do 3. And they're kind of hard to get out and get into the, so. Alright, so 3 bay leaves. And now I'm gonna get ready to put that garlic in. And I'm gonna use a good bit of garlic. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to clear all the rest of the garlic in this container out. So we're gonna stir that around and we're gonna let this go for about 30 seconds or so. Now what I'm going to do is place my ham hocks in, and I have already rinsed these off. Now if I was cooking greens or something, I would pre-cook these, but because these are gonna cook so long with the beans, it's okay for them to go in. So this is 4 cups of water, and in the beginning I actually forgot to show you the chicken bouillon. So I'm gonna be using 2 cubes of bouillon. And so in essence I'm doing 4 cups of chicken bouillon, of chicken broth, and then 4 cups of water is basically what I'm doing. Now I'm going in with the other 4 cups of water. So that's a total of 8 cups of water. And now I'm gonna add my beans. Again, these beans soaked. These beans were pre-soaked. And from this point on, basically, I am just going to put the top on them, and I'm gonna let them cook for honestly about 2 hours before I do anything else to them. So here's that top, and I'll see you in 2 hours. So it's been about 2 hours, and as you can see, the ham hocks are starting to come apart a little bit, and the beans are still kind of firm, but they're starting to get pretty soft. So what I'm going to do at this point is taste the pot liquor that's in here so I can start to season it. And the reason why I tasted it is because with the ham hock and also the chicken bouillon we used, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't too salty. And I'm gonna add in about another cup of water because these still have a ways to go. They have at least another hour on them. So I'm going in with another cup of water, and that brings the water total up to 9 cups. So I'm gonna start with Slap Your Mama. I'm gonna be a little generous. Slap Your Mama does have salt in it, so that's one of my primary sources of salt. All right, now I'm going in with the Flavor God Cajun Lovers, and this one doesn't have a lot of salt in it, so we can be a little bit more generous with that for the heat value. So I'm gonna go in with that. Okay. Now we're gonna go in with a little cayenne pepper. Remember, if you're cooking for children, feel free to omit that cayenne pepper. All right, onion powder. And we do have diced onion in here, but you know how I am about onion powder. Garlic powder. There is garlic in here. And you know, Slap Your Mama has some of both in there as well. You want these well seasoned. Not salty, but seasoned. There's a difference. Alright, we're gonna go in with some black pepper. A little bit, because we have that cayenne pepper and all that jazz in there. And then I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of regular pink salt. I like the way my food digests better with the pink salt, but then the Slap Your Mama does give me that flavor that I like. Alright, so now I'm gonna cover my beans back up, and I'm gonna let them continue for about another 30 minutes, and then in 30 minutes I'm gonna come and add the sausage back to them. So that'll be about 2.5 hours at that point. All right, y'all. I told you red beans and rice were a fairly long process, but we are getting there. All right, I'm going to take that off and give them a good stir from the bottom. You want to make sure that they are not sticking. Now, I'm actually going to take a few of the beans out. Just about that many. All right. And I'm gonna take the back of a spoon and just smush them. And this is going to help give me that creamy consistency I like in my beans. So I'm just going to keep smushing. I'm gonna turn this down to low. All right, so I'm gonna keep doing this, and once I'm done, I'll come back. We'll add these to the pot, and then we'll take the bay leaves out and add our sausage. And I've also already put my water on for my rice. I told y'all tonight I was gonna cheat and do success rice, so that's what we're doing. I'll be back. All right, so I have mushed these up, and I am just going to return them to the pot. All right. And then we're gonna stir, and we'll take the bay leaves out. So as I see them, I'll go ahead and get those out. All right. That nice, and that ham hock is breaking down. And see how smushing up those beans gave it a nice creamy texture. And if you want it a little creamier, you can just keep smushing. Like I would, y'all hear Legend over there drinking water. He always makes noise when I'm recording, y'all. Just ignore him. But I just smushed a few more, just to give them that nice creamy texture. That's why I like the little red beans and I don't use the pinto beans, because these to me just end up being a little bit more tender. All right, now I'm gonna put our sausage back in. All right, I'm gonna give this a stir, and now I'm pretty much going to let this simmer until my rice is ready, because we are pretty much done. So I'm gonna turn this back up and just kind of let it simmer a little bit. And at this point you want to watch it, because you don't have a whole lot of water, so you don't want your beans to stick. And if you want to, feel free to add a little bit of water. I might add just a little bit. Stop, Legend. Because I don't want them to stick. But I need that, I need the sausage to cook. And I'm gonna taste. This is that point where you just keep tasting. Because I added in the water, I can go in and adjust. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of some seasonings, but here you're just going to adjust it to your taste. You know what you like, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to put the top back on them just for a little while, and I am going to, or y'all are gonna come over here with me. I have my chicken broth on. I put a chicken bouillon cube in here. We're gonna add a little bit of salt to the water, and I'm gonna drop in our little cheap bags of rice. All right, and in 10 minutes these will be done, and we will be ready to plate this thing up. Okay, so here we go. Final product. They're creamy and gonna be absolutely delicious. But I've already put a little bit of rice in this bowl. So I'm just gonna add some red beans. Oh, that's kind of messy, but y'all get the idea here. This is so messy. We're gonna neaten it up a little bit for the picture, but this is my red beans and rice. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget, I upload a video every day, Monday through Saturday. That's the goal, at 2 p.m. So just be sure to check back here every day at 2 o'clock. If you don't have your notifications set, turn that notification bell on so you can be notified every time I upload a fabulous recipe like the one tonight. And until next time, bye neighbors.